All right, for this Ixl, you guys are dividing money amounts. So this is just like dividing decimals. The exception is you put a dollar sign on the front. And then normally when you're dividing money, you always have to round to 2 decimal places. So say you had $579.26, 7. You're rounding always to 2 decimal places. So you always look at the third place value and see what it makes that second one do, which in this case, 7 makes the 6 round. So your answer would be 579.27 cents. And then Ixl labels it for you, but if you were doing this on paper, you would need to put a dollar sign. So let's do a few examples. All right, so we're going to divide 42 by 5. Remember, when the number it's listed horizontally, the first number goes underneath the divide sign, and the second number goes on the outside. So, how much would 5 go into 4? 0 times. How many times can 5 go into 49? Well, 9 times 5 would be 45. We subtract, and we get 4. Now we're doing money, so we need to go to 2 decimal places. So I'm going to put a decimal here and go up, straight up, and put my decimal, and I'm going to go ahead and put 2 zeros. So bring down my 0. 5 goes into 40 how many times? 8 times, which is 40. And then you bring down your last 0. 5 goes into 0 0 times, but I needed to get to 2 decimal places. So my answer here would be $9.80. All right, let's do another one. All right, again, the number listed first when you're going horizontally is what goes inside the divide sign. So 5,979 and 6 on the outside. 6 cannot go into 5, so 6 goes into 59. How many times? 6 times 8 is 48. 6 times 9 is 56. Haha, 54. Can you tell it's Friday? So 9, 54, which would be 5, and you bring down the 7. So again, 6 goes into 57. We can use 9 again because that's still 54. 7 minus 4, 3. 6 goes into 39 6 times, which would be 36. Which I'm left with 3. So this is money, so I need to put 2 more zeros on here. Bring the decimal straight up. Bring my 0 down. I have 30. 6 goes into 30 5 times, which is 30. Okay, and then I bring down my 0. 6 goes into 0 0 times. So my answer to this problem is $996.50. Make sure you got your decimal in there. Good, let's do another. All right, sometimes you're going to get to where they give you 2 decimals, but they give you a big hint here: round your answer to the nearest cent. Okay, when you're thinking about money, which one is the nearest cent? Okay, cent is to the 10th decimal place. Okay, so that means I have 7 pennies right here, right? So again, horizontal division. You're going to have the divide sign and 0.07, 0.51. Now, this is a new trick. You have to, we did it in decimals, but when it comes to money, do the same thing. When you have a decimal on the outside, you need to get rid of that decimal. So we move it twice here. When we move it twice here, and then you put the decimal straight up from where you had it. Now you can pretty much ignore those decimals, the old decimals, and just deal with dividing. So this 0 is kind of gone as well. So 51 can't go into 0, 0, can 51 go into 7? And you always have to put a 0 right before the decimal, okay? So then we put a 0 after. Can 51 go into 70? One time, which would be 51. This would be 19. Bring down another 0. 51 goes into 190. Well, let's try 51 times, let's do 3. 153, what about 51 times 4? That should be a 2. All right, so this is 3. So 153. So 7, 8, 6. Okay, so I need to go to one more decimal place so I know how to round. So I'm 51 into 370. Let's try like 7. 35. That's probably good enough. So 7, so 357. 10 minus 7 is 3, 6. 13 left over. Okay, so now that I have it down to 3 decimal places, I'm rounding to the nearest cent. So I actually look at this third decimal here and decide, does it make this go up or stay the same? Well, 7 is larger than 4, so it makes this decimal round up to 0.14. So 14 cents would be your answer for this one. All right, let's do one more. You can see this Ixl gave me a nice, oh, I forgot to delete the submit button. I don't think I can erase it, can I? Nope. I think I put a box on it though. Whatever, I'll just write on top of the box. Okay, so this one they lined it up nicely for you. But remember, we have to move the decimal once, so the decimal's going to go straight up here and put it right there. And again, we're going to the nearest cent. So can 4 go into 5? Yes, one time, which is 4. Bring down the 5. Can 4 go into 15? How many times? 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 4 is 16. So we're going to go 3 times, which is 12. 5 minus 2 is 3. 4 goes into 30. I should have just written this to the side anyhow because I have to round. Uh, 6, 7 times 4 is 28. So 2, so that's 2 cents. We need to go one more. 4 goes into 28 times. Okay, so you're going to look at this last number to decide what to do with that 7. So your answer is 1.3. That 7 rounds up to an 8 because of that 8 being larger than 4. So this would be your final answer. All right, so the key here is to remember you have to, if there's a decimal in the divisor, you have to move the decimal, and whatever you do to the outside, you do to the inside. Okay, and then you just bring the decimal straight up and divide until you get to 3 decimal places and use that third decimal place to decide if you're rounding the one right before it. Let me know if you have any questions.